Welcome to a Legendarium special about Otho, the Emperor of Rome for 90 days. In the comments section, let me know if you think Otho would have been a good or a bad emperor. The youngest of three children, Marcus Salvius Otho, was born in the town of Ferentinum, about 40 miles north of Rome, on April 28, 32 AD, to a wealthy but non-aristocratic family. His father, also named Otho, uncovered a plot against Emperor Claudius, and the Senate honored him by building a statue of him on the Palatine Hill. According to the historian Suetonius, some believed Otho to be the illegitimate son of Emperor Tiberius. Of course, this is impossible to know for certain. There are few references to Otho's youth, save for Suetonius writing that Otho's early wildness earned him many a beating from his father. Otho became a man of average height, bow-legged, and with splay feet, but fastidious about his appearance. Since he went bald early in life, he wore a wig. Early in his career, Otho advanced himself despite his youth because of his friendship with Emperor Nero. He served as the infamous emperor's confidant and knew the ruler's schemes and darkest secrets. However, the two men fell out when both fell in love with the same woman. To keep her from marrying another man, Nero asked Otho to marry his beloved, Poppaea Sabina, which gave the emperor time to rid himself of his wife Octavia. Nero exiled Octavia, and she later committed suicide. At least, that is what the official reports claimed. With Octavia out of the way, Nero could marry Poppaea, but Otho did something surprising. He refused to divorce her, for he had fallen in love. An angered Nero sent Otho to become the new governor of Lusitania, modern-day Portugal, in 59 AD, an exile in all but name. Suetonius wrote, "Fear alone kept Nero from doing more than annul the marriage and banish Otho to Lusitania." Otho would serve as governor for another 10 years. During that time, the excesses of Nero's rule began to ruin his reputation among the ruling class. Otho, together with Vindex of Gaul, persuaded Galba, the governor-general of Spain, to lead a revolt and overthrow Nero. In June 68 AD, Nero, fearing imminent execution, committed suicide, and Galba became the new emperor. Galba then returned to Rome with Otho and took the imperial purple. Galba's reign, however, did not prove to be the success that most believed it would be, mostly because he steadfastly refused to reward his supporters. The army which supported Galba turned against him when he withheld money that he promised them during his rise to power. Otho himself became angered when Galba failed to name him heir to the imperial purple. Suetonius wrote, "Disappointment, resentment, and a massive accumulation of debt now prompted Otho to revolt. He began currying favor with the Praetorian Guard, doling out bribes and doing favors to powerful men. With the support and assistance of the Praetorian Guard, Otho masterminded Galba's assassination. On January 15, 69 AD, the Praetorian Guard declared Otho their new emperor. He immediately appeared before the Senate and proclaimed that he would respect the people's sovereign will. In short, he did what people wanted and did away with many of Galba's unpopular orders. He restored gladiatorial games, rewarded officials and supporters who retired Galba from politics and life, and restored fallen statues of the still popular Nero and Poppaea. To connect himself to Nero, Otho took the name Nero Otho. Suetonius recorded that, despite his successful beginning, Otho suffered a terrifying nightmare that left him lying on the floor beside his couch. Upon waking, he performed a series of rites to appease the shade of Galba, the emperor he murdered. Despite showing himself an able politician, Otho drank from a poisoned chalice. Vitellius, the governor-general of Roman Germany, had been the original choice to succeed Nero before Galba or Otho. Rather foolishly, Otho reasoned that since Galba snatched the imperial purple from Vitellius, he would be left alone. Otho sent Vitellius a letter asking to reach a peaceful agreement. However, Vitellius proved uninterested in peace since he had the means to take power. With a force of only 9,000 legionaries, Otho went to meet Vitellius at Bedriacum, 350 miles north of Rome. Supposedly, he had trouble leaving the city because bad weather kept interrupting the sacrifices the emperor did before going to war, another bad omen. The battle did not go well for Otho, and to prevent a civil war, he committed suicide on April 16, 69 AD, at the age of 36. Cassius Dio quoted Otho as saying, "I shall free myself, that all men may learn from the event, that you choose for your emperor one who would not give you up to save himself, but rather himself to save you." Otho's men remained loyal to him, even in death. Several soldiers visited Otho's deathbed where they kissed his hands and feet, praising him as the bravest man they ever knew, and the best emperor imaginable. They did so despite the fact that the man who murdered Otho, Vitellius, now wore the imperial purple. That wraps things up for this episode of the Legendarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.